It's 2019. I don't think anybody should have beat block anymore.
Traptendo.
What is going on, guys? DJ Av here, and I'm back at it yet again with another review of MIDIQ, which is a MIDI plugin made by WA Productions. They have dropped some pretty dope stuff in the past. Definitely very affordable stuff that is pretty good, like Babylon. It's the chord, it's the scale, and WA Productions is not stopping there. They're bringing the first MIDI generator to a DAW. I know there's Riffer, but that is just like melodies and stuff like that, not chord progressions. So therefore, WA Productions is beating them at that. I mean, the best thing about it, I can say before we even get into the review, is that the price is really cheap. So that means you don't really have to spend a lot of money on it. So the link will be in the description box. Let me know how you feel about cheating music theory, because I know a lot of you guys are going to jump and go crazy about this, because it is really easy to do this stuff. And that's great. So let's get into that review. The link's in the description box. You know the drill. So I'm going to go ahead and play this demo track real quick. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hey. Hey. So let's talk about this plugin real quick. So again, this is MIDIQ in the flesh here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this on pattern mode real quick, and then we're gonna go over here. Now, what I'm gonna do here is show you some of the primary stuff here. The first thing I already showed you is that is vectorial. You can stretch it to any size that you want. You know, you can have it really tiny, just like that, or really big, just like that. And that's really cool because it's a cheap plugin, and many of the more expensive plugins that just came out this year don't even do that. And with that being said, it's how you set this up. So MIDIQ is a MIDI generator, so you definitely need to set up some type of source here. So what you got to do here, if you're in FL Studio 12 or above, is that you go to this plug bolt sign, and then you go to output port, set it up to any output that you want, and then you go to a plugin here. I'm using a Electra here, and for those who are wondering, that was a Slimetendo preset right there from this pack. That link will be in the description box as well for Electra. So I'm gonna go over here, repeat the process. Instead of routing it to my output port, I'm gonna route it to the input port because it's gonna receive it. So output means that you're sending it out, and input port means that you're receiving it. So I want this plugin to receive it. And then therefore we'll have sound. Now back to the business, and I want to show you this right here. So the basic premise of this is to just generate something that will sound good. Now they use shapes, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, why shapes? Well, shapes help you identify like the rhythm of a chord or a progression, and you know, it's elementary as it might seem, it is really good for that. So the functionality, you hit the plus sign if you want to go a little bit further here. What I'm going to do here is just continue to hit the plus sign, and I'm going to select this, use this node to select a particular shape. I'm going to go ahead and get circle here. I'm going to make sure that this little area right here, this, man, they're going to cut grass in the middle of my damn review. In the middle of this right here, you're gonna go and turn that up, and that will be right here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and select a square, and I'm gonna turn this up. This represents velocity. Before I had that meltdown, I'm gonna go ahead and select another square, a triangle. Whoopsies. I wonder if I call the other one a square. But now that we have that, we're gonna go ahead and play that progression. Now, the reason why I just wanted to repeat that is because it has a basic principle of shaping. So if I was to go and select, I don't know, maybe a diamond right here, what that would do is it would change the chord progression or the chord down here. And you can see that. And once you just move the velocity over, it will play that, of course. And you can hear it. Now, if you want to change like different scales or whatnot, you can too. As you know, I can go B major or B flat major, and as you can see, that rhythm, even though the rhythm's the same, the scales are, or the chord progression is a little different because of the scale has changed. You can still keep that vibe, and that's important. That you know that, and these shapes actually help you with formulating that. I was kind of leery about this at first, and then I thought to myself, well, you know, why not? I'm going to just go ahead and try it out because I like the instant scale and instant chord because of their simplicity. And it doesn't stop there either because you end up getting different variations. So but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on one of these chords. So if I like this particular chord, like I like this F major and I like this G minor over here, or C minor, C minor, I can lock it in there and make sure that it doesn't change when I go into different variants here, because you have different versions of this right here, of this progression. And you know, that really helps with just like generating some really cool stuff off top. You also can raise and lower the pitch over here. So if I was to do that, you can get really low and go down to like and then it gets really useful. Per se, you don't like the speed of where the chord progression is going. You can change it by doing this with the trigger. You can go and change the time signature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I guess, slower. And you know, you get that. You can go faster too as well. Almost spoiled another part, so I can go to like maybe 1/16 and it's going to be fast. Pretty useless like that. But as you can see, you can go into MIDI here and use all of your keys and play. You can just play on your MIDI keyboard. Just tapping really hard so y'all can hear my MIDI keyboard. And with that, you can see that you're going to get much more out of MIDIQ than perhaps a lot of plugins that cost a little more. And it's really simple to do. And the reason why I'm really hyped about having a MIDI generator like this is that, you know, you don't have to go through the stress of really knowing anything to get a vibe going. And there are some other features I'm trying to remember, and I'm gonna go over here. I did mention that you have velocity here. I guess I might have to change the sound. I'm gonna change the sound over here to something a little easier for it to comprehend. I also don't know the very nature of FL when it comes to MIDI out and velocity, but we'll find out momentarily. So let me go back in here. I'm gonna go and stretch it out yet again, and we're gonna get back to it. Boom. And now that we're in here and messing with that, I'm gonna go back over here. So if I was to play this, I'm gonna go and change the speed back to 1/4. There we go, yeah. So I'm gonna go and click on here. And I'm gonna go and kind of repeat the process. Raise it up a little bit. I'll lower it a little bit more. You do have off key. Off key isn't really, I don't really dig this feature. Maybe it'll be useful to you. I actually kind of do dig this feature. Never mind. Never mind, guys. Never mind. So tell me how you feel about this. I know a lot of guys are not going to be happy about this being a MIDI generator that's dropping on a DAW type format or on Windows and Mac, but either way, I mean, they exist in iOS, and if you don't think that stuff like iOS is gonna matter like it matters in the DAW world or whatever, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna flip out when one of my up and coming videos. You're gonna claim that Skynet is coming and it's the end of the world. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I know how you guys do. But other than that though, really strong tool, vectoral, stuff that some plugins that cost 10 times the amount cannot do. And I think it's really good because it is formatted to work in both Windows and Mac, like I said. And then it's just really easy to come up with different melody concepts, different chord progressions without knowing any music theory, which is always helpful when you want to come up with a dope song or whatever. Cons, I think what really hurts it is probably the fact that it doesn't have a randomized button on there. I know a lot of you guys are going to say I'm being nitpicky about it because it's already a random generator, so why do I need a random button? I just think the random button will be the icing on the cake, and you always got to look at stuff as it could get better. And what about making your sound better? WA Productions. But anyways, do I give this the stamp of approval? Oh yeah, there's no question. I mean, it's cheap, affordable, easy to use. Why not get it? Definitely. Yeah. Nintendo.